Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. MCG here with a very special speed build slash story time. I wanted to do this because I really wanted to kind of like just talk with you all, and I want to talk about one of my favorite things in the world besides my family, coffee. I love coffee. So I built this and I wanted it to be very open with a lot of windows, but I do have some funny stories to talk about or to share with you guys about when I first started drinking coffee. So I was probably 2 or 3 years old, and I lived in my house with my mom and my aunt and my sister, and my pops helped raise us until we were 9 years old, and then sadly he passed. But the one thing I remember about my pops was he always went to this donut shop down the street from where we lived, and he would come home with jelly donuts and Boston cream donuts, and he always had a cup of coffee. So he would wake us up and he would say, "Come on girls, come on downstairs," and he'd read the newspaper, and he always let us sit on his lap and have a sip of his coffee. So I think I was probably, like 2 or 3 years old when I started drinking coffee. Not a whole lot, like not a cup or anything like that, but it was just something I remember as a child, and I really enjoyed those times as a child because I really truly was very close to my pops. We'd sit at the kitchen table and count his pennies or drink coffee, and he'd tell us stories, funny stories, but we were very, very, very close to him. And like I said, he practically raised me and my sister, and I really truly love those days, and they were like my first memories of drinking coffee as a little girl. So later on, throughout the years, I seriously just love to drink coffee. Every morning my mom would make a pot, and our school was like literally either the junior high or the high school was right in our area, like walking distance. So we would wake up and we'd turn on the news, or my mom would turn on music or VH1 or MTV when they had music videos on, and we'd sit there at our dining room table and drink coffee. And if I did not have a cup of coffee, I kid you not, I felt like my day was just like bonkers. So I think probably like 8th grade up to 11th grade, I would share those mornings with my mom before she had to go to work. Because she was a full-time working mom. We would have our coffee talks and stuff like that, and I always put so much sugar in my coffee, like so much sugar. Back then, I think we used creamer, like half and half, I guess you can say. But yes, so we did that, and then my senior year, I ended up moving to a different town, and I think that was probably like the hardest year, just because I was a senior in high school. I was going to a different school. I was living with some family members and stuff like that, and they did not drink coffee. So I would go to the high school in the morning for my regular classes, and then since I belonged to a performing arts high school, we would go to the college in the afternoons. And I kid you not, my sister was already in college, so every time I saw her on campus, I would say, "Can I have $1? Because I really need a cup of coffee." And I would go to the cafe in the college and seriously fill my cup and put tons and tons and tons of sugar in it before I had dance class. And oh my goodness, I would bug her literally every single day. It was, oh my goodness, one of the silliest moments I've had with my sister, because I would literally run up to her and say, "Can I have like $1, please?" And if she didn't give it to me, I'd like steal her book bag and go running around campus like a crazy person. You know, I always was the hyper one, I guess you could say. Well, so I did that in high school my senior year, and then my freshman year in college, I was on campus again, and it was our first day. It was like an orientation, and where our classrooms were, they had like a little slope going down, if that makes any sense. So I had my cup of coffee, my huge book bag with all my books and stuff like that, and we were getting dismissed from our from the orientation, and I don't know what happened, but the cup was sitting like in the chair we sat in. It had like a little like desk area that you could either pull up or pull down, if that makes any sense. And I tried to get up with it being like a desk, I guess you can say, if that makes any sense. And when I went to get up, my coffee spilled all the way down, literally all the way down the classroom floor. and this guy was sitting next to me, and he goes, you know what I'm going to call you? I'm going to call you Crazy Chris, and or Coffee Chris. So as a college student, I was always called CC, which was really cool. But I really enjoyed this build, and I wanted to just share like a story with you about coffee. I love coffee. I use coffee in my streams. I always have a cup of coffee. Now I'm starting to like tea just as much, and you can find this on the gallery. I think it's called McG Cafe. If not, I will actually figure out which one it was, but just somewhere you can sit and hang out, and it was open area, very bright natural light, stuff like that, and I really enjoyed doing it. I'm trying to get more into the landscaping, trying to use like my imagination and stuff like that. But guys, I had such a ball. Let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite coffee? Do you like very sugary coffee? Do you like black coffee? Do you like peppermint mocha coffee? Like, what is your favorite coffee, and what is one of your silliest moments while drinking coffee, I guess you can say. So guys, I'm going to end here. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you very soon. All right, bye.